My name is Gareth Ngube and I'm studying software engineering final year.
I'm Modupe Ilesome. I'm a second-year dental therapy and hygiene student.
Hello everyone, my name is Anwar. I'm the Democracy and Campaigning Officer.
Hi, I'm Salma Danjuma, but I just usually go by Dan. I'm in the middle of my master's program for digital business management.
What I would say the difference is between not being racist and being actively anti-racist is just not being racist is in the simple term where you're not discriminating against anyone of color or any PGM person, but rather anti-racism is the act of actively combating racism, working on ways and running campaigns, running initiatives, educating yourself on what exactly racism is, the reasons, and actually working towards breaking the barriers and being actively involved in it rather than just not being racist.
So I think there's a slim difference between being racist and being anti-racist. So being racist, for example, is being in a room and witnessing some discrimination of any form and then not speaking up about it, so not taking a stand and voicing out your opinion about it. So I feel we all have an active role to play in discrimination and racism. So if you actually have an opinion, make sure you voice it out and say this is not acceptable, this cannot be accepted here.
The difference between not being racist and being actively anti-racist is that when you're not being racist, you are passive, you don't really attend protests, and you're basically not an activist. But when you're actively not being racist, it means you're an activist, you attend protests, you sign petitions, and you have conversations with people about problems black people face, which is very important in this day and age. Because nowadays we need to be engaging with people. We need to tell people how we feel about certain topics. We need to tell people that systematic racism is not right. We need to tell people that the black attainment gap is not right, and we need to tell people workplace biases is not right. Because without being active, people will not know that these are still a problem nowadays.
Not being racist is more of a personal behavior. It basically can be related to being apathetic and just not acknowledging the problems that black people, black students, black individuals face in the society. And being actively anti-racist is making an effort to be proactive in the problems that black people face or black students face, and just going against some of the racial ambiguity, yes.
The ways in which the university could be doing more to support black students in overcoming systemic barriers would be for the university itself to hold itself accountable, to actually set feasible goals and proper goals as to how they plan to support the students. Some of the ways that they could do this and some of the goals that they could set will be around, for example, diversifying the curriculum, where we go back to how they would increase representation and broaden their teaching so that the course material that they're teaching is more representative of the whole student body. Another way would be creating a sense of belonging for black students, because as a black student it is very common at university to feel isolated. One way that the university could do this is bringing in speakers who are actually also representative of black students that they can relate more to. By doing this and them seeing that they're people in industry who have achieved, it's aspiring, and that's how they actually strive towards that. The university could do better by connecting black students to each other. In that way, that's how they begin to create a sense of belonging, by running initiatives or setting it up in such a way that black students within, even though minority, they feel like they can connect with each other and actually begin to develop that sense of belonging for each other.
So I believe the university can put in place training for things like unconscious bias and workshop for like students and academic staff. And I also feel the university can sort of anti-racism and discrimination committees, and also equality and diversity and inclusion committees where a student representative is involved for each school.
To ensure black students are fully supported in university life, the university needs to take a proactive step to address systematic barriers. But specifically, the university should encourage and facilitate black students to have an active involvement in a wide range of social events and provide opportunities for them to assume leadership roles and engage in extracurricular activities. By doing so, the university can create a more inclusive and supportive environment that empowers black students to thrive both academically and socially.
One thing off the top of my head is culturally specific counseling, because some of the issues that black students would face would differ in various ways from what a non-black student would face. And things like stereotyping, racial profiling, and just not having the sense of community that a non-black person would experience in the university. And another thing that the university could do is mentorship programs where they pair black students with faculty staff, academic staff, and just higher up senior students where they can learn from and just gain a little bit of an advantage in dealing with real world issues. Yeah.